Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Over the next few videos, we'll be driving out of the Chicago Loop and through the Chicagoland suburbs on I-290. We begin at the post office and head west. Ahead, we'll pass through an asymmetrical turbine 3-level stack interchange named for former Chicago Mayor Jane Byrne. Previously, this was known as the Circle Interchange and even earlier the Congress Interchange. This interchange connects I-290 with the Dan Ryan and Kennedy Expressways. I-290 here is named the Dwight D. Eisenhower Expressway, locally known as the Ike or the Eisenhower, but not the 290 unless you're from California. For the first 13.5 miles, I-290 is overlapped by Illinois State Highway 110, which is the state designation for the Chicago-Kansas City Expressway. The Chicago Transit Authority Blue Line L train runs right down the median of the expressway here. This is the longest line in the transit system and the second busiest, with an average of 143,178 passengers each weekday as of 2019. The Blue Line is one of 2 lines that provide 24-hour service year-round. If you look to the left, you can see platforms in the median accessed by ramps or stairs that come down from the cross-street overpasses. The idea of an expressway here dates back to 1909 when a passageway was designed into the soon-to-be-built post office to preserve right-of-way for a future road, as seen at the beginning of this video. The first section of actual expressway opened in 1955 and was extended west over the next 2 decades. The Eisenhower carried I-90 until 1978, when the designation was moved to the Kennedy Expressway and I-290 was created. In 1963, the first successful implementation of ramp metering was used on the Eisenhower, although it didn't involve flashing red and green lights as we see today. A police officer was stationed on the ramp during peak traffic hours and would allow cars to proceed into the main line one by one at a predetermined rate. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it to be notified of when our new videos come out. And give us a thumbs up or hit the new super thanks button if you enjoy our videos. We enter the village of Oak Park, the 29th most populous municipality in Illinois with a population of 54,583 as of the 2020 U.S. Census. Architect Frank Lloyd Wright and his wife settled in Oak Park in 1889, and his work heavily influenced local architecture and design, including the Frank Lloyd Wright home and studio. This is one of several villages we'll pass through that make up the Chicago suburbs. Oak Park has a history of alcohol prohibition. When the village was incorporated, no alcohol was allowed to be sold within its village limits. This law was relaxed in 1973 when restaurants and hotels were allowed to serve alcohol with meals, and was further loosened in 2002 when select grocery stores received governmental permission to sell packaged liquor. Today, alcohol such as beer and wine is easily accessible with many bars and cocktail lounges around the village. Oak Park is the birthplace of American author Ernest Hemingway. The house, now owned by the Ernest Hemingway Foundation of Oak Park, is open for guided tours. We enter the village of Forest Park, formerly part of a larger town called Harlem. Incorporated in 1907, Forest Park was known as the Village of Cemeteries, with more departed residents than living ones. Today, Forest Park has a population of 14,339 living residents. Previously known for many taverns, the village also features antique merchants, boutiques, and dining establishments. Recently, it was voted by the readers of the Chicago Tribune as the best neighborhood dining in the Chicago area. We enter the village of Maywood, established in 1881. Many century-old homes survive here in relatively unaltered condition. Maywood boasts 17 homes and properties listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Today, Maywood has a population of 23,512 as of the 2020 census. We conclude today's video here at mile marker 20. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, post a comment, subscribe, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.